Hello again, everyone. Welcome back. In this technical analysis of the stock market video, we're going to take a look at the S&P 500 today and its ETF, the SPY. Look at a couple of key indicators and then check in on three key sectors. Okay, let's start off here with the weekly and daily view of the SPX. It was down 184.3 points for the week for the third week in a row. Pretty hard down in here. This is the lowest close since back over here the week of October 27th. It was up 31.68 on Friday, but it's kind of interesting. We also had a pretty strong up day on the prior Friday, February 28th, and got minimal fall through to the upside and then had a pretty bearish engulfing candle on Monday. And that's when we got the continued follow through to the downside. Now, let me go to the SPY and I'll show you the Elliott wave pictures that I'm looking at. So the SPY was up 321 and down 1826 on the week. Here's the Elliott wave picture that I'm looking at. Let me start off here with the weekly view. Okay, so coming off the low back over here in March of 2020, the COVID crash low, I think that we just finished intermediate wave 3 to the upside of 5 waves. So right now, I think we're in a fourth wave, and I think we have more to go to complete that wave structure. And the reason why I'm thinking that is because look how long wave 2 took, about 9 to 10 months. And it was a sharp corrective pattern, fairly deep. Okay, so it went A, B, C. Okay. So now I'm expecting a sideways. After a sharp pullback, I'm expecting a sideways type of corrective pattern. And I think what we've seen so far is just like phase 1. And if you look at what am I showing you right here, here's where wave 4 would equal, 100% would equal wave 2 in time frame. So we're talking mid-September. I don't know if it's going to take that long, but I'm just saying that's where wave 4 would be equal to wave 2 in terms of the time frame. So now what are we looking at here with the ABC? I think we've got a flat. And let me just go to the daily and show you what I'm looking at. So here's that flat, an Elliott wave 3, and then a 3 wave back up, and then a 5 wave that I do not believe is finished yet. So I think we've got 5 waves down. I think we have just stepped into wave 4 in here. Let me check something. Okay, let's take a look at the 130-minute time frame over here. Okay, so here's what I'm looking at. If you look at close only on a 130-minute time frame, here's 5, 3, 5. And so now I think we're chopping around. It may bounce all the way up into the prior 4th wave in here of the 3rd. But I think we're chopping around for a few days in here and finish off the 4th. And then we take one more thrust lower, which is why I'm looking at C maybe finishing down here around the 560 or so. We'll just have to see where does the wave 4 finish. So what's this dash line right here, vertical line? That's the spring equinox. That's Friday, March 21st. So right now, I've got that on my radar. I'm paying attention to the timing, the time frame. I could easily see that this thing finishes off. That's 10 trading days from now that we finish off wave C. Well, what do we get after that? You know, let's just say, well, let me go back to the weekly because it might be a little bit easier. Okay, so we're talking about, so what am I going to expect after we finish off this C wave? Then I would expect a 3 wave connecting wave. And then we could literally get another flat, or after we get a 3 wave connecting, again, we could get a triangle that goes like this. And again, triangles are all 3 waves. And I may not be doing, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. And then we take off for the 5th intermediate wave right here. Okay. So that could also be what happened, but you could have a number of things. It could be a flat connected to another flat. It could be a flat connected to a triangle, flat connected to a zigzag. So we'll see how it plays out one step at a time. We've got to finish off the first flat on this ABC. And, you know, and again, wave 2 was sharp. Wave 4, I'm expecting to be sideways. And that's the picture. That's where we sit as of right now on the S&P 500. Let me go back over here to the daily, the moving average view. Let's take a look at a couple of indicators. So I know a lot of folks look at the VIX. Everybody's watching the VIX. Here's what happened on Friday, down $1.50, but it's been trending up pretty strong, and it actually moved to a higher high. It punched above that Tuesday high at one point on Friday. For the week, it closed, you know, it's sitting at 23.37, and that literally is almost identical. It was 23.39 the week of July 28th. You know, and then we get that big spike the following week. So we'll see what happens. I mean, we're elevated. And you know, it's hard to tell what more that you're going to get out of this, except for the fact that when you get up into this zone up here, like the 33.50 to 36.50, at least back at 22, and you know, last year it wasn't able to close above that. Let's put it that way. I mean, yeah, it spiked above that, got all the way up into the 60s. You know, for a day or two. I guess it was just, that was a weekly. You'd have to go back and look at it. But anyway, right now we're trending to the upside. We'll see how much further we've got. I mean, I think we're going to chop around a little bit like I just talked about on the SPX. And then we may get one more push. Let's take a look at the percent of stocks above their 200-day moving average in the S&P. So here we are, we're sitting right at 49.9. So 50-50. Half the stocks in the S&P are above their 200-day, half the stocks are below. And, you know, again, it looks like 1, 2, 3, chop around for 4, get one more push down, complete that fifth wave down. Yeah, so it's kind of in sync with what we're seeing. Let's take a look at those 3 key sectors I was talking about. Real estate, banking, and home construction. Real estate pulled back this week, down $1.44. So it's been very, very strong. It had a real strong trend coming up off of that January 5th, week of January 5th low, and just rally. And then now it's hard to tell if that's a reversal. We'll see what kind of follow through we get. You know, the financials were the weakest S&P 500 sector this last week. And of course, banks are the biggest portion of financials. They were down, I'm looking for my notes here, 6.3% with this move in KBE. I always want to say XBE. KBE. Down 359, 6.3% this last week. So pretty negative, 3 out of the last 4 weeks. And then we got a bounce in home builders. Kind of interesting, up $1.10, but we could have a little bit further bounce to come here, maybe up to like right up in this area. Why am I saying that? Because this looks like 5 waves down. And, you know, when you have coming off a peak and you get 5 waves like that, that's usually telling you the primary direction, which means the next one should be a corrective path and then 5 waves down. We'll see. So that's where we sit right now. A little bit of a bounce in the home builders, pretty weak in the banking and financials, and a little bit of a pullback in real estate. That's it for this weekend. If you felt like the video was helpful, give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, hit that little subscriber button. And if you'd like more of this information, head on over to joehenches.net. Check out the website and the membership. Everyone have a great week. Talk to you on the next video.